Welcome to today's session of Decision Support System. In today's session, we are going to discuss about Management Information System and majorly some of the topics pertaining to Decision Support System. So, the flow of the session goes like this. We will start with decision structures. Then we'll be discussing about Management Information Systems and Decision Support Systems, components of Decision Support Systems, online analytical processing, and further, we'll also be discussing about how a decision support system is constructed, benefits and applications of decision support system, and enterprise information systems. The concept of decision support system started evolving around 1970s once the data was generated in computers, stored as records, and further processed to different layers of people in the organization. Initially, they looked at the data as just some file storage. Over a period of time, these files became databases. Now, these databases were distributed to the respective people and given access or authority to modify. Now, the system which initially stored the records became files and now as a database started interacting with the managers. Now, over a period of time, with internet, web-enabled interactive systems were designed. Now, let us look into how this evolution occurred and today how decision support systems are useful for managers at top level and mid level. We have been learning since previous sessions, decisions are made at all layers of organizations. The operation level executives do decisions pertaining to day-to-day activity, while the mid-level managers who pull the data from the down layers have to apply some analytical tools to moderate the data and to see what the data is showing, forward that into a summarized reports or as dashboards to the top levels. So there are certain types of decisions these each layers perform. To be specific, the mid-level and the top-level managers perform these types of decisions. It can be classified as the purpose of decision making, the level of programmability, and the knowledge of outcome. So the top-level strategic managers do long-term decisions, mid-level managers do decisions integrating the long term as well as instructing the down layers execution levels. So the operational levels do the decisions based on the day-to-day activities which is generated from the transaction processing systems. Now the pyramid here clearly shows operational managers use the data from the transaction support systems, while the management information system is useful for the mid-level managers and decision support system, while the decision support systems are created to facilitate the strategic managers. This is facilitated through online analytical processing models with ad hoc querying for the mid-level managers and dashboard facilitations for the top-level managers. Now, in every organization, when a decision support system is designed, it could integrate the data from different layers or functional areas or departments of the organization. And at the top level, it is visible as one consolidated report. So, this all starts with the first step of information. Information forms the base for decision support system. When information is systematically processed, organized and stored, that becomes the intelligence system. We have discussed this in our previous session, how a business intelligence system is formed. Let us take the help of Simon's model to understand the decision-making process. So here we have intelligence, design and choice which formulates the decision process. Now every choice which is made is the outcome of the information available. So there needs to be multiple set of data which is facilitating the choice of information. So the very first step here is the creation of information or pooling of information. This information is not just any information lying outside. It is the information which is the outcome of day-to-day business activities, the information pertaining to the products, market, company, competitors, partners, so all the information pertaining to the business. So we understand the business stakeholders' requirements, generate information, and this information needs to be available on the fingertips to support the decision making. And that could be, enabled with the help of certain analytical and web-based applications. Management information system facilitates pulling the records or information in the form of various reports. Now, the activity which is performed needs to be summarized or organized. To do this, they take the help of periodic reports. Let us say weekly report, monthly report, or maybe like quarterly reports are generated to know the business proceedings. Now, these periodic reports may be forwarded in the form of like files or categorized reports. Apart from periodic reports, there are also other types of reports which will facilitate the decision making. Now, these reports will tell the sum of activities. Some of the major types of reports which are created are periodic reports, then exceptional reports. Exceptional reports are the reports which are created based on particular requirement in an exceptional situation. So there might be certain conditions or applications which are given to extract the exceptional reports. Let us say like we want to understand why there are more expenses in a particular month. So maybe the manager will go back and look into that exceptional report and see. Demand reports are created when managers demands the report based on certain situation. Maybe there is a requirement to look into specific data. Now, when we look at these three reports, that forms the base of management information system. The periodic reports are generated on a specific predetermined time, let us say every week, or let us say like on 7th, 14th, 21st and 28th of every month. Or it might also be something like a day-to-day report, like every day at the business closing hours. If the business closing hours is 5 p.m., the data needs to be pulled in and reports are generated stopping all the activities at 5 p.m., considering all the activities till 5 p.m. So it might generate a particular report of that particular day's business activities. So the periodic report can be stretching from days to months to years. It could also be a quarterly report or an annual report. Now these reports have huge amount of data where certain analytical model needs to be applied, and there is where it gives scope for further moderation of data. Similarly, when we talk about exceptional reports, there are uncontrollable factors in the market which lead to unstructured decisions. Now, in such a situation, a manager has to look into the data which is pertaining to a particular criteria, or maybe you want to extract the data of, let us say, why did the expense shoot up in this month, or what was the reason there is more defects in the production. So any of such particular reasons where the manager wants to generate the report, or let us say there is a change in the tax policy. Now we want to see what would be the implications till date. So maybe that is an exceptional case where the manager wants to generate the data looking at the tax slab rates. Now all these exceptional reports are situations which are ad hoc and rises. So based on that, a query is applied and the data is generated. Now your computer information system should facilitate such queries. It needs to be designed, provided it is already incorporated, it would be able to perform these activities. Demand reports and push reports are again set of reports which are generated by managers on a particular predefined conditions. Demand reports are those reports when managers have to generate based on their requirement. So they need not wait for the periodic reports or exceptional reports. Based on the demand arising, they might go ahead and query the model or database and extract the information on their own. Now, apart from all these things, there are also other types of reports which an organization generates based on the requirements. So, all these reports facilitate the management information system decisions. Now let us look into the difference between management information system and decision support system. Now, management information system forms the base for decision support system. There might be slight interconnectivity between the decision support system and management information system, since management information system leads the data towards the decision support system. Now let us look at the comparison. When we consider management information system, it is the basic form of information, while decision support system is an advanced form of information. When it is considered with respect to the frequency, management information system is periodic, demand-based, exception and pre-specified reports, while decision support system, it is specialized reports and it is interactive inquiries which are generated as responses. Then the information format with respect to MIS is predefined and fixed, whereas in case of decision support system, it's ad hoc, flexible and adaptable based on the reports, like whatever fields or data needs to be extracted, it is formulated on that basis. The processing methodology of MIS is well defined. So information is generated by extraction of business data, while decision support system, it is through analytical modeling. And MIS is regular communication, while decision support systems are based on managerial decisions pertaining to certain business conditions. Now the management information system, information flows upward and downward, while in decision support system, information only flows in upward direction. Some of the examples for management information systems are like sales orders, production scheduling, weekly sales report, monthly budget or expenses. And few examples for decision support systems are new project initiations, business plans, plant relocations, company reorganizations, mergers, acquisitions, etc. Now, management information systems are mostly used by middle and senior level, while decision support systems are always used by the top level managers or the senior most managers in the organization. Now, this clearly tells us that management information system is the base and is required by the mid-level managers, while decision support systems are the strategic decisions used by the top level managers in the organization. So definitely the data accessibility and authenticity varies from one layer to other layer as it moves towards the top level management. So we need to understand the type of information or the quality of information is very important to make a good decision. If the information is not available on time to the respective layer of management, it might not be possible for the upper layer of management to make right decisions. So the quality of information should be timely flown from the bottom layer to the upper layers. Now with this we understand the quality and the time of information is so important. Now what are the different types of informations which are generated at the operational level, which is moving upward, is important for the organization. Each and every business activity is important in its own way, but certain activities which are timely, like let us say production activities, sales activities, or some of the other activities like procurement of raw materials, following up with the customers for the repeat orders, or maybe it is decision on raw materials or inventory levels, production scheduling, or timely order confirmation and execution, or funds management, or timely debt follow-up and recovery, which is the responsible of various decision makers in the organizers, like it could be the role of a purchase manager, sales manager, accounts manager, or it could also be a top level manager, like let us say a chief technology officer who is investing on the technology purchases, or it might also be somebody like chief marketing officer who is making the major marketing decisions. Now in all this case, every decision is very valuable. Good decisions could be the outcome of good information available. Now to create that decision support system, we need certain components in place. let us look at the components of decision support system. In the representative model of the diagram, what we are seeing, in the representative diagram of decision support system components, we see the data from operational department, marketing department, sales department, and customer account data, or it could be any other type of data. It depends on the type of the organization. So all the functional areas of the business organization, what data is generated is flown towards all the functional areas of these business entities might be accumulated in one place, and certain data management functions can be applied. Now, once the data is in place, we can perform data extraction, validation, sanitation, integration, and replication. Now, once the data management functions are applied, further we could use certain forecasting models, analytical models, and statistical models. Now, we also see in the diagram the data what is, extracted through this modeling is reflected to certain, entities like through the web browser or maybe other hyperlinked multimedia or facilitated with a 3D visualization. The overall components of decision support system are facilitating timely decisions, and you see there is an interaction. The two-way arrows were representing the interactive modeling system. So a decision support system is an interactive system created to facilitate the decision making for managers. So we need to understand in a decision support system, all the 5 components like hardware, software, network, data, and people resources are involved. Now the database might be a software resource, but where we are storing huge database center, the respective storage devices, and the people handling it and enabling sharing, we will be able to see all the 5 components of information systems. In this example, we see a diagram representing a competitors analysis where you have the data pertaining to rivals news. With that, you also have your sales prospects. So you want to observe like whether your customers are attracted with the rivals strategies or something. With that, you also have company news, sales prospects, and company news. Now there are certain databases which are belonging to your internal databases, while the server which is providing the data is also accessing the inventory data. Now in such a situation, when you are comparing your data with the rivalry or competitors data, you need to make a careful analysis. So probably you will be involved with a lot of comparison, analytical, or further tools which will help you to understand your product or market position with the competitor's product and market position. The point here is you have the data pertaining to your sales with your internal database, but how would you be able to get the data from the external database? So these days decision support systems have internet enabled interactive systems which can pull in this data, and that is possible with the help of the news wires, what is represented here with via internet. So the overall diagram here represents how data within an organization as well as external organization is integrated, combined, pooled, and enabling the decision making. For this, we might have to take help of multiple modeling techniques. We have online analytical processing as a part of every decision support system component. Now on the client side, if there are simple applications like MS Excel, statistical packages, or web-enabled online analytical programming softwares, the online analytical programming server might have higher end data modeling techniques. Now at the client level, probably a manager might be using drill down or slice and dice method. At the internal organizational level, middle level managers might be using 4 basic types of data modeling like what if analysis, sensitivity analysis, goal seek analysis, and optimization analysis. Now in what if analysis, there could be a simple application of multiple criteria to understand if I give a condition like what if the price of a product is increased? What if the raw materials procurement dates are speeded or maybe like fastened? So the number of days by which your product procurement dates are advanced. So what if we cut the advertising cost by 10%? So that what if situation tells the multiple possibilities and outcomes pertaining to that possibilities. Similarly, in sensitivity analysis, we will be looking at a small variation made to one variable, how could it have an impact on the total outcome. So observing how repeated changes to a single variable affects the other variables. Let us say like if there are three components like principal and interest, which of those could be varied to get a preferred output? Or maybe if there are three variables leading towards the advertising cost, can we vary one of those variables to see the outcome of the cost variation? Similarly, in goal-seek analysis, we make repeated changes to selected variables until a chosen variable reaches a target value. For example, to achieve a sales target of 1 billion, what is the time period required, or what is the number of units to be sold, or what are the geographies to be covered? So the goal is set as 1 billion, but we need to see how would we achieve this. So it is such a technique is useful when we want to see the outcome. So that is goal seek. Similarly, in optimization analysis, we will be seeing like optimum value for selected variables within given certain constraint. Like what would be the best amount advertising to have given our budget and choice of media is so and so. Managers use any of these data modeling techniques and analyze the data to make decisions. Now, the decisions made can be compared with certain techniques like if we applied these analytical tools, what would be the outcome? Or just going by the gut feeling, what would be the outcome? Now, it is always seen information systems have facilitated better decisions. This small table here represents the comparison of business value of decisions, business value of good decisions with the help of decision support systems in place. So we see like how the basic strategies made by certain decision makers and the frequency of decision making. Like we can see decision of raw material inventory level is 300 times repeated in a year. What could be the outcome of the value of right decisions, and how would it help in saving the cost and energy of organization as well as managers? So a decision support system is very useful provided it pulls in the data and right modeling techniques are applied on that. So organizations should make an effort to construct a good decision support system. There are various benefits with the help of decision support system. Now let us look into the applications of decision support system. Here is a small mentioning of what type of functions are supported with the help of decision support system. Here are few examples of business functions supported by decision support systems in few organizations. Supply chain functions where simulating and optimizing supply chain flows, reducing inventory and stockouts could be done with the help of decision support systems. Walmart, Amazon, Dell have been using these techniques successfully. Similarly, it could also be used for customer selection, loyalty and service, basically as a part of CRM. So service offering, retaining their loyalty. So we see Capital One and Barclays using this. Similarly, this could be applied for pricing, human capital, product management, social media management, research and development, and other fields of any business activities. Now we have understood how decision support systems are useful. Now the data is lying inside the organization. It restricts the accessibility. Can we take this information and make it more interactive with a web-enabled portal? Decision support systems are not only useful for business activities inside the organization pertaining to the functions what we discussed. They are also useful for wider or broader applications like geographical information system. Let us look into one or two examples of how decision support systems integrated with multiple sensor devices and internet can enable a very smooth functioning of business operations. Here we have a fleet of supply chain management. So this is the geographical information systems, right, in the transportation sector, where the organization would be able to track the product details based on that supply chain activity, where that particular goods is scheduled, moving, or what is the status of that particular goods. It could also tell us like how long it was resting in the inventory system, when would it move out. Lot of decisions could be made. Not only that, once that is moving in the supply chain, goods in transit, which point is it, when would the delivery occur. Maybe like in some of the cold storage units, it is also possible to measure the temperature of that carrying storage unit throughout the transit period. So today technology has enabled us to integrate a lot of chips and programming integrations for looking at the data like live data and making timely decision. So decision support systems are highly interactive and helping make some supply chain decisions quickly. Now, not only that, we could see in the next example a customized maintenance decision support system which is created for winter road maintenance for managers. So the chart here is clearly showing what could be the weather condition, and probably the red color is showing the alert or the zones where transportation should be barred or should not be allowed. Similarly, you can also see showing the connectivities and the possibilities with the color representations. Now, based on the weather conditions, the maintenance managers can decide what is the treatment condition. Should they be immediately allotted for which route, and they can sit in a place and monitor right now what is happening at those places. These maintenance managers can sit in one place and understand, monitor and control what could be the maintenance activities in those scheduled routes. Another example of geographical information systems with the help of decision support systems are disaster management systems. Let us say there have to be a condition predicted for earthquake possibility. So the predefined setup here is the pressure sensors are set up on the earth bed. Now, once these pressure sensors, sense the earthquake possibilities, they will send the signals to the seismograph. Now, there is a networked connectivity between the real-time model, satellite, GPS satellite. What happens here is the moment the seismograph receives the signal, it sends it to the satellite, which could be also sent to the real-time model. And there is also another model which is constructed shown as CHAMP here, which could sense, and the GPS satellite is also tracking the information. Now all these different information systems, the hardwares are totally different in this particular example, like the satellites, the GPS satellite, each of them are performing different activities. They take this data and enable the people sitting there to understand whether there is a possibility of earthquake. Now, based on this decision, the next step of actions can be taken. Today, decision support systems are used in multiple cases like this. Particularly in business applications, decision support systems are helping executives at the top level. Now, decision support systems enable creation of executive information systems. Now, when the customized data is given to the executives, they need to look into that data from their functional area. So, the management executives at the top level are sticking to their own operations, and sometimes they have to mutually interact with the other functional areas. So the executive information systems at the top level usually have a summated or an integrated data. This usually is possible with the help of a dashboard. A dashboard which could bring in all the data from different coordinates and still show it as one point. Now, when the manager here wants to look into that particular data, if he goes and clicks on that coordinate, it should still be able to expand and show the down layers of data. Enterprise information portals are created for this purpose. An enterprise information portal is a web-based interface and integration of intranet and other technologies that gives all intranet users and selected extranet users access to a variety of internal and external business applications and services. Maybe the managers want to allow the employees and their business partners to access the data, while they want to restrict certain data to not be visible for customers. In such a situation, authenticity or accessing of data needs to be established. Enterprise information systems enable this possibility. Major changes and expansions are happening in terms of internet. This has enabled internet-based decision support systems, or what we call web-enabled interactive decision support systems. Most of these decision support systems are lively, real-time and very interactive. So minute to minute or instant data could be provided based on the activity, and immediate decisions or simulations could be enabled if a decision has to be made. In this diagram, what we started in the beginning, we saw the data is moving from the down layer and towards up we see web browsers. So there could be other softwares which could enable this real-time integrations. Today, mobile applications or mobile apps are one of such applications, tools which are very helpful, where the information can be handy on a smart device. It need not be like looking for a computer or a particular browser to throw the information. Customized apps or a simple thing like a messages could be popped up and the information could be still flown to the point of contact. Certain personalized web-based decision support system in e-business applications are made available to managers, customers, suppliers and other business partners in supply chain management, CRM and enterprise activities. So today, a decision support system could be interactive at the same layer as well as the other layers of the organization. Integrating all the management levels with the external stakeholders of business is one of the crucial part of decision support system. So we need to understand management information system enables data gathering, decision support system forms an interactive base for making decision, and then that leads to executive information systems at the top level to make right decisions on right time. The diagram here shows us how exactly all the databases at the bottom layer with the help of integrated intranets and internet and suitable applications integrated, like we can see whatever we discussed till now, like a decision support system, online analytical programming, other tools including data mining with the help of APIs is formulating in one stream. Parallelly, we also see like on the browser side, we see search agents and dynamic profiling. Now all these things are merged at the upper layer at the enterprise portal server, which is enabling a search, query, calendaring or generating it as a news, email or as a chat. We need to understand at this layer the data is accumulated, processed and disseminated. Once the data is disseminated, it's going to the multiple channels. It's going to the multiple channels like sales vice presidents or managers or sales representatives of that particular organization, marketing, corporate chief executive officers, vice presidents, managers and analysts who might be looking into the data for decision making. And further, it could also be going for engineering and managers and any other employees, suppliers or stakeholders connected to the business. So a decision support system enables a beautiful interactive process where managers can look at the data anytime. So let's quickly recap the discussion from today's session. We started discussing about management information system and decision support system, ended with enterprise information system. So we discussed about decision structures, MIS and DSS, management information system and decision support system, components of decision support system, online analytical processing, benefits and applications of decision support system, enterprise information systems. Some of the references referred for this discussion. Thank you.